Can't afford to travel to the moon? Well, don't worry, because we've got the next best thing right here. Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros, and today we're going to be getting into a very much highly anticipated and exciting pre-workout that we've been sitting on for a little while now, but you know what, it's time, in the form of Enjoy the Insanity by the Nutrition Store, kindly sent down to us. So cheers guys, let's get into the usuals, the taste, price, label, effects. Is it going to be the next one for you? And I'll just cut right to the chase. You might want to pick this one up because it is freaking awesome. So there's a little spoiler alert for you, so don't miss out. And if you're new here, you know what to do. Tick the subscribe button, tick the bell icon, drop the video a like, and let us know your thoughts on this product. Is it going to be tickling your pickle?
Who wants to tickle my pickle? Tickle my pickle.
And now let's delve into segment number one, taste and mixability. And as far as we know, it comes in two flavours, Lightspeed Lemonade and Red Rocket, which is their newest released flavour, hot off the press, which we'll be using for the sake of this review. But we've tried the other one, liked it, I would say, just as much as this one actually. So spoiler alert, we're going to give the taste and the mixability a 9 out of 10. As you can see in the footage there, it's pretty much clear, and yeah, it tastes banging. I mean, the Red Rocket tastes like a sweet candy-esque flavour. Obviously you can see we chucked in some ice to make it even nicer. So yeah, absolutely banging on the flavour front. Obviously the lemonade tastes like lemonade, go figure. So yeah, starting off strong on a 9 out of 10.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
If you want to pick this up, head over to thenutritionstores.com where you can use our discount code ReviewBros10. Knocks it down to $40.50 or $1.62 per the serving, and when you translate it over into UK pounds, it comes to a 6.5 out of 10 on our price scale. So priced better than your average pre-workout by a decent margin. If we're saying average is 5 out of 10. So let's see what you're getting for that price. Is it going to blow your socks off? Okay, label time. So you might understand why it's called Enjoy the Insanity when we get into this, which is, I should have mentioned this earlier, but this is the next step up from their more standard pre-workout, shall we say, Enjoy the Ride. So this is the, you know, all singing, all dancing, firing on all cylinders jobby. So the label, 9 grams, so a smaller one than we often see, but I do think the reason why is obviously it's targeting mostly just stimulation, so do bear that in mind. So let's get into it. Beta alanine at 3.2 grams, which is the perfect clinical amount we look for. It's going to induce the itchy, tingly side effects that we all know and love, but it also helps with endurance when it builds up in your system. Boom. L-citrulline at 2 grams, which yes, normally we look for at least 4 grams really in an ideal world, but we do believe, like I mentioned, it's not a pumpy pre-workout. Do think they've put it in there just to get things circling around the body a little bit, you know, not to necessarily induce pumps. So take that or leave it. And then we've got 2-amino isoheptane, aka DMHA, at 300 milligrams, which you don't often see it this high at all. So I would say this is on the upper echelon of what you'd ever see that ingredient dosed as. Probably double the norm, I'd argue, but it's a powerful central nervous system stimulant that's going to get you revved up, it's going to get you tunneled in, can induce some euphoria effects. So we'll just have to see, won't we? And then we move down to N-phenylethyl dimethylamine citrate, aka Arrhea at 200 milligrams. So that's going to pair with the aforementioned stimulant very nicely to bring about a synergy attack on the drive, the focus, the energy, the euphoric, good mood boosting feels. So it's very exciting so far, and we're only just getting started really.
Not sure I understand.
Sorry, Siri just interrupted me on the old Apple Watch, so I've had to cut him out. So next up we've got VitaSure, a trademarked version of caffeine slow release, 60% caffeine, obviously 150 total, so you're going to be getting just over half of that in actual caffeine, but it's going to come on very smooth and nicely. Moving down, we've got caffeine anhydrous, and you don't often see this with anhydrous being lower down on the label than the slow release caffeine, but we've got that as 100 milligrams. So definitely more on the conservative side of caffeine, which I think is a nice, unique and interesting approach. So thumbs up for the innovativeness there, or innovation should I say. Then we've got halostatine at 50 milligrams, which is a fast acting stimulant with a short half-life, so we do think they put it in there just to give that initial buzz, that initial sense of urgency to come in along with the beta-alanine to get you revved up, ready to get moving. And then we've got isopropanol synephrine, which is the more potent version of synephrine at 25 milligrams. It's a fat burner. It's going to provide a bit of a heating sensation, aka thermogenic effect, and energy as a result of that. And then wrapping off, we've got piperine, which is black pepper extract, 10 milligrams, double the norm, to really get all of this through you as quickly and efficiently as possible. So it's yeah, like I mentioned, it's a stimulant stacked, unique label. How's it going to come together in real world effects? You probably can tell, you know, that I'm excited about this one, so let's just get into it. Okay, so, wow, where do I start? Okay, so me and Aaron have both used this a few times on the lemonade flavour and a couple of times on this one. It's one that we keep coming back to. We save it for special occasions because we really do like it that much, and we don't want to wear it too thin. It's a bit like a Dark Energy-esque pre-workout in that sense, is that we want to save it for, you know, the most crazy sessions basically, and that's a good sign that you really do love a pre-workout, I think, is if you don't want to blast through the tub too quick. And bear in mind how much choice we have of pre-workouts sitting in our cupboard. So I think it speaks volumes if we come back to one after a review, or, you know, even multiple times more than we need to for a review. So anyway, let's start off like we always do with a beta-alanine at 3.2 grams. It comes in after about 10-15 minutes to a respectable level, not overly intense, but probably a 7 out of 10 on the tingle scale, so it's very much apparent. You get that sense of urgency. The halostatine comes in with a bit of oomph just behind that. And then it's kind of a smooth experience after that. What I like to do with this pre-workout is give it a good 30 to 40 minutes kick in. I like to sit down, you know, don't move around too much, and then get up after half an hour and you'll be like, feeling euphoric and high and ready to get in the gym and have a good time. And I just think it's like a, oh, it's hard to explain because it's a fun party pre-workout, but it also gets you training like a maniac as well. So it's kind of best of both worlds. It's not a muck around pre, it's not a seal pre, it's kind of on the fence in both elements, which you don't often see really. But yeah, like I mentioned, you get that nice euphoric level of highness, but not to a nausea, disgusting level, to a sweet spot amount, I'd argue. And there's no jitters either because of that low-ish caffeine amount in here, which is a nice alternative to see these days. You know, normally you see quite a lot of caffeine and not everyone likes that. So it's nice for DMHA to take a bit of a front seat and shine, and the Urea for that matter, which I do think they really do in this scenario. And I want anyone who's used this to drop down their thoughts in the comment section, because I'd love to know if you have the same feeling. But yeah, it's one of those ones that you feel for the rest of the day, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend it to someone to take first thing in the morning, or even just generally earlier on in the day if you plan on being productive later on in the day, because it might leave you feeling a little bit spaced out, no pun intended. But you know, it's not really a crash, it's more just like a mellowed out, I'm done with the day kind of chilled feeling. But I think that also comes as a result of how much you smash training to pieces on this product. So take that as a positive or a negative depending on what you're looking to use it for and when you're looking to use it. But quite obviously it's not for beginners, it's for advanced high stim users. Obviously it's going to tick that stim junkie box for people that like the high euphoric dialed in feeling, but obviously not people that like that high drive, high energy feel, because I wouldn't actually say that this gives that. So I would say energy is respectable, don't get me wrong, it gets enough, it gives you enough to get the session done, but I would say that that euphoric, good feeling vibe and focus is actually the absolute standout feature, with energy just behind that and quite obviously pumps just behind that. But don't get me wrong, pumps are still decent on this. I mean, it's not taken away from your potential to get pumped. I'd say because you're so drilled into your training, having such a good time and training to absolute failure and hitting PBs like a nutcase, you induce pumps in that sense anyway. So obviously not for beginners, so don't even think about it. I don't know what else there is to say really, other than we really like this pre-workout. It's one of our best, if not my favourite one in recent memory, in all honesty, and Aaron likes it just as much. But yeah, don't take it unless you do like that, ooh, that crazy, crazy head feeling. So let me know if I've missed anything, but other than that, let us know what you think below. And as always, stay stimmed.